What is going on YouTube? Just Connor here, bringing you guys back another YouTube video. So today we're doing Dragon Link, one of my favorite decks. If you can't tell already, I think this is my third deck profile on it, and I also have a test hand combo video. So I don't want to bore you guys. I really, I feel like I improved this deck a lot, and I just wanted to bring you guys another Dragon Link video. So with that out of the way, let's get right into it. Okay guys, jumping straight into it, we have 3 Rocket Tracer. This guy is the heart and soul of the deck. You can pop a card on your side of the field and special summon a rocket monster from your deck. And then the only drawback is it locks you into darks. If you saw my branded Dragon Link combo and test hand video, you saw that I used Quick Launch to bring this card out. Used its effect as a quick effect if you didn't know. And then targeted the Quick Launch, destroyed the Quick Launch, and then brought out another rocket monster and went into a synchro from there, or whatever I did in that video. That was actually wrong. That's my bad. I apologize. I had the kind of order of things and how the ruling went mixed up. You had to have a Rocket Tracer on the field already to target the Quick Launch. So you would either need a Tracer in the field or 2 Quick Launches. So Quick Launch 1 Rocket Tracer, use the second Quick Launch, use your Tracer in the field, target that one, and then you have 3 monsters on the field, so the Quick Launch would still bring out another rocket monster, and then the second Rocket Tracer would bring out the third rocket monster, and that's how the combo would go. So yeah, this guy, I understand people run him at 2, but he's never a bad thing to see in your hand. He's always going to be able to help you out, and you always want to see him in your opening hand. So 3 is the ratio I'm going to be sticking with. In the rocket engine, we have 1 silver rocket and 1 rocket recharger. These are the guys that you summon off of Rocket Tracer. If you wanted to drop silver rocket for a second recharger, you could. The reason I run a silver rocket over a second recharger is because he has 1900 attack and he's shiny. So he looks a little bit better in my opinion, and sometimes you have no other plays than to just normal summon this, and that's a extreme worst case scenario. So instead of having just this card set, you can normal summon this. Sometimes it actually comes up. I've never lost a game because of running a second copy of these. I've never ran into any real issues with running 2 of these. I've always been able to play around. If anything, they've helped me. So I do recommend running 2 targets for a Tracer at least. 2 Rocket Synchrons. This is the level 1 tuner of the deck. What this guy does is when he's normal summoned, he can special summon a level 5 or higher Dark Dragon monster from your graveyard, but then he locks you into dark. The other 2 rocket monsters, they don't really have relevant effects. Their effects do not come up ever. But yeah. So you usually bring out Absolouter with this guy and then go into Chaos Ruler, or there's a couple combos where you can go into Hot Red Dragon, Archfiend Abyss. But yeah, some people play it at 1, but I think 2 is the correct ratio. And that second one comes up all the time, so I'm going to keep running it at 2, but I'm not going to run it at 3. It's never even, I never even thought about it, honestly. 2 Absolouter to round up the rocket package with the 2 non-rocket rocket monsters. If you have a rocket monster on the field while he's in your hand, you can special summon this card. And then if he's sent to the graveyard, you can add a rocket monster from your deck to your hand. So a lot of the times you dump him off of Ravine and then get Rocket Synchron and then bring him out and go into Chaos Ruler. That's kind of a main play. There's a lot of other stuff you can do with him. For big Chaos monsters, we have 1 Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning, Light Pulsar Dragon, Chaos Dragon Levianeer, and Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. This guy is a little tech. These 2 are tech cards for me. He can banish one monster your opponent controls or attack twice on monsters. Yeah, I really like this guy. He's one of my favorite cards along with Light Pulsar Dragon. That's why they're in here. If you find that you're having an issue with running these 2 cards, I guess you could cut them. But they do come up a lot. Blackluster Soldier has actually won me a game or 2. Again, I've never lost a game or a match. I've lost a game, but I haven't lost a match because of having these cards. There was one game in a match where I bricked having both of these in my hand, but I won the other 2 matches anyway, or 2 games, first and third, the games. But Ravine, he's pretty standard. If you do all darks, you can rip a card from your opponent's hand. Light and dark will destroy 2 cards on the field, and all light will special summon 2 monsters in defense position. Red MD special summons a dragon monster from the hand or graveyard once per turn. This is kind of it for the big boss chaos monsters in the main deck. And like I said, all of them do come up, and I really think you should give these 2 guys a try. Light Pulsar Dragon is so overlooked, and yeah, I think you guys won't regret it. 1 Fallen Valbaz, 1 Dragon Maid Tidying, or Chamber Dragon Maid, I'm sorry, and 1 Omni Dragon Brotar. Fallen Valbaz is an amazing card. If you saw my branded Dragon Link video, I think I was running 3 of this and 3 branded fusion. I decided to step away from the branded version for a little bit and try out the regular just 1 copy of Albaz, because this guy comes up so much and he's won me so many games. Chamber, she just searches your tidying and kind of opens up a little bit more plays. And Omni Dragon Brotar, when he's special summoned, he can you can ditch a card and add a monster to your hand that is the same level as a dragon monster on the field that you targeted. So you can target Brotar and bring out and add a dark dragon monster from your deck to your hand. What you'll usually do is bring him out, use his effect to search out Red MD, and then banish him for Red MD and combo from there. But yeah, I love this ratio. Chamber Dragon Maid is going to stay at 1, but Tidying is going to go to 2. I only have it at 1 right now. 3 Starlight Safers to kind of start off the more chaos-oriented stuff even more. This guy lets you ditch dragons from your hand or field and add a dragon to your hand equal to the levels of those dragons. Yeah, so you'll usually use this guy to search out like a Tracer or the baby dragons most of the time, which we also do run 1 each of the baby dragons. If I could run more, I would. These guys are great. They're great combo starters. They search each other. And yeah, they're great for link climbing and stuff like that. So ratios, if these cards ever come off the list or we get more of them back, you can be sure they're going in here. 2 Nocturne Dragons. This guy special summons himself when a dark dragon monster is special summoned. And when he's used as link material, he lets you draw a card so you can keep extending or have a hand trap, stuff like that. And when he's in the graveyard, if you have a face-down spell trap card, you can banish him and protect it. So, i.e. your Tidings. So, this guy is great. You could run him at 3 if you want. I was running him at 3. But I cut him down to 1 just for consistency reasons. And I was ending up with 2 in my hand a lot. So, I'm thinking 2. I don't know. I'm still playtesting with just the 2. If you guys like, even if you like playing 1 or 3 or none, let me know down in the comments. 1 Destructo. This guy lets you summon Striker Dragon a lot, and he's just a great extender because you can mess with his levels, and he's a tuner. He's just an overall really good card. 1 Galactic Spiral Dragon. This guy special summons himself when there's 2 or more dragons on the field, or you control 2 or more dragons. And yeah, he makes all dragons level 8 on your side of the field, so he's an instant rank 8. Run the Dragunity package in 3 Remus, 1 Legatus, and the 1 Mist Valley Baby Rock. So this is a 1 card Crystal Wing, and I think that you guys should definitely be playing this. I don't see too many people playing this anymore. I'm not too sure why. I think this is an amazing combo. Just having this card in your opening hand is amazing because if you have this, most of your other cards are probably going to be cards that can work with this guy filling up the grave, or he'll bait out an Ash or stuff like that, and you can bring out your other combos, or your other combos can bait out the hand traps, and then you can end on a Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. And if your opponent doesn't hand trap your Remus, then they have to deal with a Crystal Wing, and it's a monster negate by level 5, summon 5, so it cuts out their chance of Nibiruing you. And also, for the people who do play Nibiru, make sure you can get over the token before you summon that, because I've had plenty of games where my opponent lost because they nibbed me, and then they couldn't get over the nib token. So, it happened to me in Master Duel a lot. So, yeah, I highly recommend the Dragunity package. I promise you will not regret it. One Fairy Tale Snow, kind of wrote this in with the hand traps. This card can target one of your opponent's monsters and flip it face down. I also put it in here because it's a light, and this deck was kind of struggling with having lights in the grave. So yeah, and if this card is in the graveyard, you can banish seven cards. They don't have to be monsters. It can be like spells, traps, and monsters. Just special summon this guy, and yeah, I think she's fantastic for the deck, and I don't think I'm gonna cut her. There's been times where I just normal summoned her, and I was able to get over a hard monster just by flipping it face down. Yeah, I might cut it for a different hand trap. If you want to cut this for a third gamma, I'll explain that in a second. You can, but yeah, I like this card, and we'll see how it goes through more playtesting. 2 Effect Veiler, 1 Driver, 2 Gamma, and 1 Ash Blossom. Like I said, I do want to kind of mix this up a little bit with hand traps. By that, I mean I want to add more hand traps. Gamma, whenever I played 3, no matter what I did, test hands, trying combos, and just going to tournaments. Anytime I try to play the deck, test the deck out, anything. Anytime I touched this deck, I ended up with 2 Gamma in my hand. So I said, screw this, and I cut it down to 2, and I haven't had the issue anymore. So that's my reasoning. I understand some people view it as bad. I understand that on paper it looks bad, but for whatever reason, it works for me. I do want to get at least another Ash in here, and maybe another Effect Veiler. I run Veiler because I feel like Veiler is better than Imperm. I would also like to get Droll and Lockbird into the main deck, possibly. Or Ghost Ogre, I might swap something out for. I'm not too sure yet. Let me know what hand traps you guys use. Yeah, that kind of wraps it up for the monsters. Let's go into the spell cards. 3 Chaos Space, Heart and Soul of the spell cards. If you don't know what this card does, this card's kind of bonkers. You can ditch a light or a dark monster from your hand to the graveyard, and then this card will add the opposite attribute of the card that you sent to the graveyard. So if you ditched a dark, you add a light, and if you ditched a light, you add a dark. But the one you add cannot be normal summoned or set. And you can banish this card from your graveyard and set one of your banished monsters that can't be normal summoned or set on the bottom of the deck, and then draw a card. So you can get an extender, and you use this a lot with the baby dragons, and send a baby dragon back, get one in your hand for next turn, and plus draw a card. So yeah, this card's not going anywhere. I do know a couple people play this deck without it, but I promise you, if you play it with it, you'll never go back. Because I tried that, and once I played it, I never went back. 3 Quick Launch. I'm sorry I only have 1 secret and 2 commons. Yeah, this card just summons you a rocket monster. It's a quick play spell card, and it's not once per turn. This card's insane, and if you have 2 of them, it's even more broken. So yeah, run this card at 3. This is the combo video I was talking about with this card, where you need 2 to do that combo. I apologize to everyone again. I'm so sorry. 1 World Legacy Guard Dragon. I ran this at 2 before. Before that, I ran it at 3. This card on its last leg. It's not a bad card by any means, and there's just other cards that I feel like I can use over this, but there are times where it comes up, so I am going to at least keep it at 1 for now. I do not run LP in the deck, or whichever one we have left, Pisty, LP, whichever, but I just feel like using this card is the only time the last Guard Dragon comes up, so you guys see the extra deck. I don't miss the Guard Dragon package at all. You'll see it. Yeah, if you want to run this at, more than one or cut it completely, that's totally fine. I'm just giving it one last shot at one. It special summons a level 4 or lower monster from the deck, and you can move monsters from their monster zones to a different one. I only ever really use this to bring out Rocket Tracer and Pop It, stuff like that, or to use move LP or Pisty over, like I said, whichever one we have left. One monster reborn, because being able to bring back your monster or an opponent's monster is never a bad thing. One called by, because we want our plays to go through and win the game. Two more bricks in Boot Sector Launch and Dragon Ravine, because I play the Dragunity package. Ravine's getting bumped up to 2. I was trying to play around with just having the 1, but having to try and combo off of Romulus and Remus off of only one Ravine means I kind of have to pick and choose which one that I activate for that game. So what I really want to do is just run 2, so that way I can activate Romulus and then do those plays. And if I have Remus in my hand, I can still have those plays. And if I have to send Ravine to the graveyard to activate Boot Sector, I still have another Ravine to help me with plays later, especially if the Boot Sector gets destroyed. One Foolish Burial, and my favorite rarity, Shatterglass, just because, why not? Anyway, this card, he ditches anything from the deck to the graveyard. You benefit from having anything in your deck in the graveyard, so that's why I play this. I might cut it for a second tidying, or just add the tidying in altogether. I'm not too sure yet. Just use this deck as a basis. You don't gotta follow it step for step, but so far this is the best Dragon Link variant I've had so far. And one tidying to round up the main deck. Like I said, this card's going up to 2. You activate it, bounce one of your monsters and your opponent's monsters to the hands, and then you can banish this card to special summon your chamber, and then get the second tidying. So yeah, this card's definitely going to be going to second. I was kind of dumb for playing it at 1 in the first place. For the extra deck, we run one Mirror Jade. You only use this guy as a banishing effect when he leaves the field. Because I only run one fusion. I kind of want to find room for a second so I can use his effect to destroy cards in the field. One, the Zombie Vampire. This is your rank 8. If you want to play Hope Harbinger over this, I guess you could, but this guy comes up way more. He mills 4 cards from your and your opponent's deck, and if one of them was a monster, you can special summon it. One Gaidir. This is how you go into Crystal Wing, and he is a soft once per turn of adding a winged beast or dragon monster from your deck to your hand, but then you have to ditch one. But yeah, no, some people view this as a wasted extra deck space. It's really not, because of that soft once per turn searching and ditching thing. So you can just fill your graveyard out with safe words and stuff like that, or whatever you really need. Like I said, give it a try. One Crystal Wing, probably one of the best sinkers in the game, I think. I just say run it, man. I can't stress enough. This card has gotten me out of so many troubles, won me so many games. I love this card, man. It just looks so cool, too. And one Chaos Ruler. This is also a great card for the deck. You mill 5, and then you can add a light or a dark to your hand, and the rest go to the graveyard. It's great for filling up the deck, searching. I'll add Gamma off of this sometimes, or a Veiler, stuff like that. Fairy Tale Snow. Moving on, we have one Borreload. It's Borreload. You should know what it does by now. If you don't, you attach a Link monster to it. It gains negates based off its Link rating, and it gains half of its attack. One Hot Red, 3200 beater. Can negate a monster's effect on the field until the end phase, but it does target. And when he does battle damage, he can special summon a tuner. One Striker Dragon, the one we all wish was at 3. One IP. I might actually cut this for another fusion monster. I felt like the fusions were taking up too much space, and I felt like I needed another level 2, so this guy went in. I put the Dark Charmer Gloomy back in the deck because it did come up a little bit, and I did miss it. So one of these two might get cut for another fusion. I was running the Guard Dragon and I cut it for IP because I didn't make it. So I was like, what's the point if I don't make it? Um, I might still try it again because it does help make Borrow sometimes, but I'm still not 100% sold on using it anymore. One seal because it's still seal, but I'm not going to be running two. Two is overkill. One Romulus to help extend your plays. You doing this all the time. This is the guy you'll usually be attaching to Warlord. One Unicorn. This card's fantastic. I do feel like I need another Link 3 for link climbing because using this guy's effect does come up a lot, but I do end up having to use him for Borrowend a lot. One Boral Sword. This should be an access code talker, but I'm not spending $50 on access code talker. So I am running Boral Sword instead, and he's been doing alright, but access code would be way better. And the one Borrowend to wrap up the entire deck, because this card is broken. I thought this deck was going to have a much harder time bringing this guy out than it does, but there have been more than one time where I have had Borrowend and Borrowload with two negates, or there was one time where I had Borrowend, Borrowload with two negates and a seal. So I had the Borrowend pointing towards the seal, and then I had the Borrowload with it might have just been a striker on it. I don't remember. It was either just a striker or Romulus, but either way, it was a dope field. And yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little deck profile. Dragonlings are probably my favorite deck. I've been playing Chaos Dragons since the Dragon Collide Structure deck came out, and this is kind of what I evolved it into. But yeah, here's my outro. Okay, guys, so that was my Branded Dragon Link. Not Branded Dragon Link, just regular Dragon Link. Branded Dragon Link was my last deck profile. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you thought it was a big improvement. Let me know what you guys want to see next down in the comments. And yeah, I'll keep updating you guys on this deck and a lot of my favorite decks and ones that I think I am good at and can improve myself. So yeah, I won't bore you guys anymore. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell before I do my little hand thing. Now I'm going to do it. See you guys.